Most people go through life thinking that focus is some kind of natural gift, something that a lucky few are born with and others just don't have. That's not true. Focus is not a gift. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained, practiced, and mastered. Think about how you train your body at the gym. If you lift weights often, your muscles get stronger. If you stop, those same muscles get weaker. The exact same rule applies to your mind. Your ability to focus is like a mental muscle. The more you train it, the sharper and more powerful it becomes. The less you use it, the weaker and more scattered you will feel. And here's the truth. In a world full of distractions, the people who know how to train their focus will always stand out. If you want proof that focus is a skill, look at children. When a child is born, they can't sit still. They can't pay attention to one thing for long, and they are always distracted by everything around them. But as they grow, with help, rules, and practice, they learn how to control their attention. It doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen by chance. It's built through doing it over and over, with correction and on-purpose practice. As adults, we often forget this. We think our ability to focus should be automatic when in fact it needs just as much discipline as learning a sport, an instrument, or a language. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that focus is about trying harder. It's not. Focus is about training your brain to ignore what doesn't matter and put its energy on what does. Imagine your mind as a spotlight in a dark room. That spotlight can shine anywhere. It can scatter across the floor, catching glimpses of different things, or it can aim right at one object, lighting it up fully. That's the difference between being distracted and being focused. Most people let their spotlight drift with no purpose, moving from one thing to another without control. The few who train their spotlight to stay steady are the ones who get amazing results. So, how do you actually train your mind to focus? You start small. Just like you wouldn't walk into a gym and lift 200 pounds on your first day, you can't expect your brain to suddenly concentrate for hours if you haven't been practicing. Begin with short periods of on-purpose focus. For example, promise to work on one task for just 15 minutes with no breaks, no phone, no scrolling, no distractions. When your mind starts to wander, bring it back. That action of pulling your attention back is like lifting a weight. Every time you do it, you're making your mental muscle stronger. Over time, 15 minutes becomes 30, then 45, then 90. That's how focus is built. Another key part of training your mind is getting rid of the extra noise. Distractions are like junk food for your brain. They're easy, addictive, and they keep you weak. Every time you give in to a notification, every time you check your phone out of habit, every time you switch between tasks, you are training your brain to be all over the place. You are literally making your focus muscle weaker. On the other hand, when you set limits, when you turn off notifications, make a space with no distractions, and train yourself to stay present, you are telling your brain, this is what's important right now. The great thing about seeing focus as a skill is that it puts the power back in your hands. If you think focus is a gift, then you'll make excuses. You'll say, I'm just not good at focusing, or I've always been distracted. But if you understand it's a skill, then you realize it's your job to train it. No one else can do that for you. And once you begin, you'll see that your life starts to change. You'll get more done in less time. You'll feel less scattered and more settled. And most importantly, you'll build the discipline to take control of your own mind instead of letting it be controlled by every distraction around you. Your ability to focus will decide how far you go in life. Every big win, every new discovery, every success story starts with someone who decided to put their attention and energy on one thing and block out everything else. Focus is the bridge between goals and results. If you want to win, if you want to build a life you're proud of, you must train your mind like an athlete trains their body. Focus is not something you wait for, it's something you build. It's not about who you are now. It's about who you're willing to become through practice, discipline, and on-purpose effort. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll unlock your true potential. Your attention is the most valuable thing you have, and most people don't even realize it. Think about it. Every single day, companies, apps, media, and people are fighting for your attention. Because where your attention goes, your energy follows. And where your energy goes, your results are created. If you spend your attention on distractions, on endless scrolling, on comparing yourself to others, your energy gets used up and wasted. But if you put your attention on your goals, your growth, and the things that truly matter, you start building momentum, clarity, and power. The scary truth is that most people are broke when it comes to attention. They give it away freely to anyone and anything that asks for it, and then they wonder why they feel unmotivated, stuck, and like they're going nowhere. Here's the thing. Your brain is not made to handle the constant flow of information we live with today. 100 years ago, focus meant paying attention to one task in a quiet room. Today, we have phones buzzing every minute, endless feeds to scroll, and people fighting for our eyes and ears. Your brain gets hooked on that quick feel-good chemical, the fast hits of new things, and slowly your ability to focus gets weaker. That's why you find it harder to read a book without checking your phone or harder to sit still and finish a project without jumping between tabs. You're not broken. You're just training your brain to scatter its attention instead of using it. This is why I call attention the greatest currency. Think about money for a second. If you spend it carelessly, you'll always be broke. But if you invest it wisely, over time it grows and makes more chances for you. Your attention works the exact same way. Every time you choose to focus on something meaningful, you're investing in yourself. You're building skills, progress, and momentum that get bigger over time. On the other hand, every time you waste your attention, you're robbing yourself of energy that could have been used to move your life forward. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people wake up in the morning. One immediately grabs their phone, checks notifications, scrolls for 30 minutes, and fills their mind with random stuff. The other spends those same 30 minutes reading, thinking, or working on something that matters. Same amount of time, but completely different investments of attention. One ends up tired and scattered before the day has even begun. The other starts the day with clarity and a plan. Multiply that by weeks, months, and years, and you'll see how completely different their lives become. The person who learns to invest attention wisely creates growth. The one who wastes it stays stuck.